People are just not grasping just how severe the situation in Georgia is regarding what happened to the Mitsubishi plant and what we are failing to do as Americans. What happens in Mitsubishi is a lady who's running for Congress says that there are illegals over at this multi-billion-dollar investment in a battery plant done by South Korea's Mitsubishi Corporation. Now, what the entire world is seeing, what is happening here in the United States, is horrific and has already caused massive reductions in tourism into the United States, costing us at least $12–15 billion in tourism from foreigners. Now, let's just be clear. That is people just coming here because they're nervous about what ICE is doing. And that they don't want to come here because literally my brother-in-law did not want to come to the United States because even though he's married to my sister who is a U.S. citizen and he has dual citizenship, he believes that U.S. Customs would detain him because that's what our system is doing. What happened in Georgia is having massive impacts across the world. You see, so Mitsubishi is investing to do this gigantic plant, spends tens, hundreds of billions of dollars in this. But what they just watched was multiple federal agencies, including ICE, and state agencies, arresting their citizens. And the only reason why those citizens who are executives or mid-level executives at the Mitsubishi Corporation who is putting the billions of dollars in, the only reason those people are not in prison today is because the Korean government stepped in. The world is watching this. Companies from all over the world looking at investments within the United States are like, are you kidding me? If we invest billions of dollars into the United States to build factories, to do things in the United States, let's just be very clear about exactly what those people are doing. They realize that building in, let's say, Florida is going to put their executives in Alligator Alcatraz or what? El Salvador? If they're not caught in the process, if they're not videotaped, if there's not some warning. The executives of companies that are not, say, at the size and importance of Mitsubishi is to the South Korean economy. What about all the other mid-level companies? They come here, they build stuff here, they try to do stuff here in the United States. They're and they build something and some whack job sits there and says, oh, those must be illegals over there. And they're people who are just literally here, literally temporarily, because they're only here to set up the company and then go home and then go back to their country. And they may have some temporary visa and there may be some issues with their visa because it's temporary. Here is what happens. Their executives get arrested, and since they don't have the connections with the Mitsubishi Corporation, their government doesn't necessarily step in to protect them. So those executives might spend weeks, months in prison, or even El Salvador, Alligator Alcatraz. And you know what happens with those companies when they come out? They pull all their money out and they go over to China because China's not going to put them in prison. See? Those companies walk out of America in a freaking heartbeat. This is why people at ICE need to go to prison over this. This is why Republicans had better step the hell up. Because you guys have better be able to sit there and say very clearly that what happened down there in Georgia is beyond intolerable. People who are trying to come to this country to invest into our country, to work within the United States, should not be destroyed just because some idiotic asshole has politically a disagreement or whatever with that company or with the thing that they're making, because they were making batteries, green technology. Maybe they didn't like it, so they just decided to call and say it. Or they think that, oh, those are not white people, so they make the call and they all get grabbed. That is unacceptable. That's beyond unacceptable. Here in the United States, we cannot allow that to happen. We have to demonstrate to the world that the United States finds that completely intolerable. We're not doing that. We're not saying that what happened there was wrong. And you know what's going to happen if that doesn't happen? It's very simple. Businesses from all over the world are not going to invest in the United States because it is insane. It puts your executives in prison because of paperwork issues with their visas. They can go to prison. They can end up in Alligator Alcatraz. They can end up in El Salvador or other countries or other places. And America says it's okay to racially profile them. To racially profile them, even though they're putting billions of dollars into the United States economy. I'm sorry. What happened in Georgia is beyond wrong. And its penalties to the United States could be measured in beyond dollars, like trillions of dollars. Like Donald Trump says, yes, trillions of dollars of the foreign investment. That's gone. When it comes to what happened in Qatar with Israel, the United States has got to stand up and declare what Israel did is illegal, because it is illegal. You can't just go around assassinating people in countries. I don't care who they are. You have to have clear reasons. And that clearance cannot be a clearance that you get from the United States. It has to be higher up. These become big problems. But we're not doing this because there are forces in this country that find this acceptable. Well, what's going to happen is very simple. America is not going to get these investments. We're not going to get the talent. We're not going to get what is needed to make the economy work, to make the economy grow. And as a result, the economy will shrink because those investments will start to pull out. And the reason why they will pull out is very simple. Because this can happen, yes. People can be arrested. Terrible things can happen within a legal system within a country. The question is not that terrible things happen. The question is when the government steps out of line, what is the response? What is the response of the people? What is the response of the government? That is what the entire world is watching, the global investment community. They're looking at the United States and asking one question. Are you going to protect our people if we put $20 billion in investments into your country? What are you going to do? The answer right now appears to be nothing. There is no consequence. Nobody's head is on a pike. And because of that, that money will not come into this country. Those trillions of dollars that Donald Trump talks about, that's not coming. Or at least will be in pause or ended entirely. Because they know if this isn't stopped here, there could be a Democrat could come in for 4 years and protect this stuff. But you know what's going to happen? A Republican's going to come in and throw their people in jail. And they're not going to tolerate that. You can't run a company in 4-year cycles. You can't run multi-billion-dollar investments in building manufacturing facilities and operate that every 4 years. That has to be done for 50 years, 100 years. But we aren't doing that. And we have to stand up, because it could mean trillions of dollars worth of investments into the United States that simply will cease to exist. No one's going to build anything in this country if their executives go to jail. So I hope the Republicans in Congress will actually hold people accountable for this. Because if not, we're going to lose trillions of dollars worth of investments into this country. Thank you.